into Life is a Sacred Journey. Every week, we bring a new perspective to aging and caregiving. Here is your host, Micheal Pope.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the virtual neighborhood of Life is a Sacred Journey. I am your host, Micheal Pope, and you have joined us for another Friday in the virtual neighborhood of Life is a Sacred Journey. It is almost Christmas and New Year's and 2023, and as Felicia and I are putting together our guests for the year of 2023. We spend a lot of time in December with my ponderings. And so I have been thinking about the end of the year and thinking about getting older and all that stuff. We light a candle every Friday here at Life is a Sacred Journey for all of those individuals and doggies and pets and cats that have moved on, as we say. And this week, I have been hit so hard with this life thing that happens to us through grief and reliving grief and all of those things. For all of you that are reliving the loss of someone during this holiday season, we send you from Life is a Sacred Journey a magnificent and huge hug and say, if you feel like you're stressed out, if you feel like you can't make it through the season because the cloud of darkness and just grief has come and it won't go away, text, pick up the phone, 988. I usually do this at the end, but this week I was hit so hard by the suicide news of Twitch, who was the DJ dancer on the Ellen DeGeneres show. I know him by 6 degrees of separation. I don't know him personally, but I know someone who knows him. And the impact of his suicide has made me truly understand that just because a person looks joyful, shares joy, has the ability to move through different phases of their life, does not mean they're not dealing with depression, anxiety, and pain, and even the thoughts that the world would be better off without them. I myself, not recently, but in my life, have felt that and felt that the world and actually that I would be better if I were not here. But it took the love of people around me to say, no, your life matters and we love you and we care about you. So I just think it's so important that at this time, we take a moment to really reach out to everybody who we think is smiling. And maybe that smile is a mask to so much pain that you have no idea what happens when they go back home at the end of the day or early in the morning when they wake up. Reach out to that person and give them what our topic is today, one of the greatest gifts, and that is concern for another person, just reaching out and just saying hello, even if you can only, and even if you have to preface it. I have to preface it with a couple of people going, I only have a few minutes, but I just wanted to call and say, I love you, I care about you, buy them a card, whatever it takes, let them know that they matter to you, even in this time when life is really, really busy and we just get caught up in the hubbub of Christmas and all the things that we celebrate during this time of the year. I got my angel wings. Do you see those there? I know it's faint because the wall, I'm actually thinking about painting this wall purple or something really nice. The angel wings there, thank you, Nancy, came yesterday and I was going to take it home and put it on my tree, but I realized I spend way more time here at the office and I want to look at them a lot more than what that would allow me to do. So thank you for the beautiful wings and giving a gift, even if you think the person is a person like myself. I like to do things anonymously and invisible and la, 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 but know that that it warms a person's heart. And it doesn't have to be Christmas, and it can be any time that you give a gift. All right, let's talk about the gifts of life. And I want to start this morning from the perspective of a caregiver, because I think the greatest gift is caregiving. I think one of the greatest gifts that I have seen people grow, and I have seen people just muster up the energy, the strength, and the courage to care for someone, specifically here at ASEB, caring for someone that has memory loss. And they may not even know who you are anymore. You know, you're caring for them, and they may not remember that you're their daughter. They may not remember that you are their husband. So that caregiving is one of the greatest life gifts, because you're giving of yourself in a way where it's never ending, it's endless. It can come without fanfare, and it can rip at a person's inner spirit when they're caregiving for someone who doesn't remember who they are, may have some behaviors that make them combative and even strike out at the person who is caring for them. Oh my. I mean, it's like you love that person so much and they don't remember you. They may even say mean things. So you, as the care partner, caregiver, have to rise above every single time this may happen to you in your life, or your interaction or communication with the person that you're caring for. So one of the greatest gifts are those individuals that can caregive, that do it. Oh, it's the never-ending story, 24/7. But I found a quote from a caregiver that I wanted to read to you, because I thought, this is it. This is it. It says, or she said, when you concentrate on the here and now, on the immediate need or the task that you can perform for the one you love, you avoid thinking about those aspects of your situation that you cannot control. And you prefer to contemplate, because it is too painful to think of anything else. You remain active. You want to stay occupied. You also want to understand that your love and care are demonstrated by the sacrifices you make to perform or assist with your loved one or someone you don't know. You are engaged in the struggle, not standing idly by feeling helpless in the face of adversity. Love is the greatest gift that you can give as a care partner. Love and time are the two things that make caregiving as a care partner bearable and something that will get you through it. Beautiful, beautiful words. And I don't know the name of the person because they didn't put the name in the article, but beautiful words from a caregiver. That's what it's about. And forgiveness is another gift. I know Tony Robbins, if you go, I've taken some of his classes and he has how to embrace the 10 gifts of life. And he talks about forgiveness. And forgiveness to me is one of the biggest gifts that we can also give ourselves. We may have to forgive other people all the time, but until we forgive ourselves for anything that we feel we have done, either to ourselves or others or to the humanity, it's really hard to understand the importance of forgiving others. So give yourself permission and give yourself the gift of forgiveness, and give someone else the gift of forgiveness. I thought about that for the holiday season, and I actually thought about it last night because I've had insomnia for the last kind of 3 or 4 or 5 days, whatever. And I have a little box, and I made a heart, and I put the word forgive me because I forgive you in the heart. And I'm getting some tissue paper and I'm putting it in the box, and I'm sending it to a person that this year really hurt me. deliberately. I know they did deliberately. But at the end of the day, I want to go into 2023 not taking that with me. So I thought a token of forgiveness would be something that we both could talk about, and it would be something where it would break the ice, and it would also put me in a situation where if they didn't want to talk to me, I wouldn't have to get hurt again. So now there's something, the symbol of the olive leaf, the symbol of forgiveness verbally coming from me, and then the request to ask for forgiveness at this particular time. So, think of ways that you can do it where no more damage will be done to you, but that you get the point across, that you seek out forgiveness with this individual and move forward in your life. The one thing that I'm learning, and I don't know, I guess everybody does this. I've never been in my 60s before, so I don't know. But I guess it happens to everybody at different times in their life for different reasons. For me, I really am not contemplating death, but the other day I really started thinking, like, how much time do you really have? And realized that it is, you never know how much time you have. So that the what do you call it? The acronym, not acronym, the, what do you call it? Where they say, you never know how much time you live, live every day, affirmation, live every day to the fullest. The reality is that is so true. You need to live every day to the fullest, but what happens is we start living life. And life gets in the way sometimes of living our lives to the fullest because we get to the doing of life and not the living of life. And I've done this. Oh my gosh, I've done this. So how do we move from the doing to the living? And sometimes it means adjusting schedules so that your life isn't so scheduled that, you automatically do stuff and you don't even know why you do it. It's just an automatic thing because it was scheduled to happen at that time. I've always felt that way about lunch because I've never been a person that was hungry midday because I've always been a person, or when I was being raised, I always had a good breakfast. So by noon, I wasn't hungry. Now by 2, I was a little peckish. But by noon, no. So that scheduling of our lives where we make people eat food at a certain time. We tell people when they're supposed to sleep. Everything has a rhythm and a timing to it. And so how do we shake it up a minute and do something different so that our senses become alive and don't go to sleep and become dormant because we're living a life of total routine. Not saying routine is an important discipline and all of that, but what I'm saying is sometimes we get too caught up in it that we hold on to it for dear life, that it actually robs us of our lives. So time and letting time, embracing it in a way that life doesn't always just happen to us, that we're navigating it, that we're the captain of our life journey. And so that's the other gift of life, that we do get the opportunity to change anything we want about ourselves, anything we want about ourselves. Like if you want your hair changed, if you want to get rid of, I think it's on this side, this little thing that I've had all my life because I got something, it's a cut that was under there, but now as I'm getting older, I can see it more and it bothers me. I could get rid of that if I wanted to. I could go in and get a little Botox in there and plump it back up, whatever. So you can change anything that you want. But we spend so much time changing the outside that really what we need to pay attention to and give more time to is our inside. The part of us that holds that that room of judgment, that door of discontent, that that place where we point finger at other people all the time. And I've seen that happening so much recently that in one breath, somebody will say, yeah, we want to make sure that we get rid of this or we do that. And then in the second breath, they demonstrate the very thing that they say they want to get rid of. I don't know what that's all about. And I'm sure I've done it too. And so maybe we need to sit down and have an exploratory conversation about who we are and how we represent this thing called the human race, and what is the gift of life, and how do we manifest that gift, not only for our own growth, enjoyment, all of that, but also give it back out to the world. I have found the happier people are, and the more engaged in life they are, the more they do for others. You'll find that people who do for others have a tendency to be a little bit happier than people who don't. So doing for others, meaning not doing for recognition, not doing because you want a building named after you, as Erykah Badu says, there'll be no building with her name to fall down. You know what I'm saying? It's when you do stuff for people that don't even know you and that you don't even know their name, the feeling of that. So I hope that during this holiday season, you'll do something for somebody that you don't know and carry that wonderful vibration into 2023. Can't believe I'm saying 2023. The other is gratitude. Tony Robbins, again, I don't know if he listed them in their order, but the gift of gratitude, being grateful for life, being grateful for things, being grateful for friendships, being grateful for everything you have, and being less boo-hoo, bah humbug. I use that because it's Christmas. Boo-hoo, bah humbug. I don't like this. I don't like that. Oh, this person, da da da. And have courage to live life out. Meaning understand the ebb and flow of life. And I think that as parents, I know as a parent, when I was in my parenting phase of teaching, and maybe I still am, I don't know. I realized how important it was to teach courage and how to overcome adversity and to never give up on the dreams and the things that you want to do that are placed on your heart by, for me, God, but for other people, because they say, oh, I'm living out my truth, I'm living out my purpose, I'm living, those kinds of things. But I always said to them, don't even let me, as your mom, get in the way of your dreams, because then you will hate me one day and hate yourself for allowing it to happen. And I don't know. I mean, I think my children are living out their dreams, but I know that when you support a person, whether they're your children, whether there's somebody you're caring for, I've learned this last 3.5 weeks, I believe it is. As some of you know, we're going through a major transition. And I just learned this morning, a social worker that came on board is now leaving for personal reasons. And so we'll be searching for another social worker. So if there's somebody out there that is a LCSW or MSW and interested in 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, hit us up because we have the ideal position for you. But gratitude, be grateful. And I know a few people who are constantly saying they're grateful, but when I hear them speaking, wow, they are not speaking from a gratitude attitude. They say they are, but they're not. The other day, somebody, I think I told you this already, but this comes into the gift. that I was with someone, and person began to cry, and then they apologized to me for their tears. That is a gift. Tony Robbins calls it the gift of emotion. And I say it is a gift to cry. It is a gift to yell. It is a gift to get angry. It is a gift. I think we've taken people and told them not to show any passion, not to show any emotion. As Black women, we run around and folks have told us that our passion is because we're angry Black women, and so we subdue ourselves in many, many ways. Women in general, women across the hues of humanity are taught that they should be demure and quiet. I just watched a documentary where it said, be sweet and pray. Some foolishness, and then they were being abused by all the men and the system around them. And again, it was through a cult religion. But at the end of the day, emotion, because when you can show emotion, you cleanse sometimes too. I mean, I'm not big anymore. I mean, when I was in my 20s, I was just something else. but now I'm not that big at wanting to be feeling anger. I don't want to carry anger with me. And so I'm really very clear about what I say when I say it, so I can let go any emotion that may have come up in me throughout this conversation, because I'm in many, many places. And I find that in my career years, when I was building my career, I quieted my soul to appease the individuals that were around me, so that I could be a good example of Black womanhood and not make it hard for any Black woman that would come after me. And that quieting of my voice, that ripping of my spirit, that ripping of who I am, which is a very vocal, candid, and not in your face, like rude and mean, but yeah, the truth. I've only allowed to be present in probably the last 15 to 20 years in my life. And now, because I kind of like go, well, shoot, howdy, you don't know how much longer you have here. You better live your truth, girlfriend. Then it's a very, and I think any person that's moving into elderhood feels that way. It's sort of like, wait a minute, time out. Whoa, I don't know how much longer I have on this side of the universal divide. And so let me figure out how to do this right and be the best person, not to hurt. Everybody thinks that when people tell the truth, that maybe they have a hidden agenda, and maybe some people do, but there are those that just want to tell the truth. They're not trying to hurt anybody. They're just trying to tell the truth from their perspective. And that's another key. Knowing that your truth is from your perspective and may not be shared by anybody else, and that's okay. That's a gift too. That's a gift to self, gift to others, because then you don't have to be mad at people if they don't believe what you believe. So what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're not trying to create your own personal clique. You're just trying to share your thoughts, your idea, your wisdom, your experiences, your testimony. And it is a gift to others when you do it with love, compassion, and empathy. That's a gift. All those things, love, compassion, empathy, are the gifts of life. All of those things. And things that sometimes it's easy to implement and embrace and to give out, and sometimes very, very difficult. But they are gifts. I love this one, the gift of grace. Yeah, man, you got to have grace. And that just, I think, it's the guiding, Tony Robbins says, grace is a guiding force among the gifts of life. It shows us when we need it, and when we least, it shows up when we need it, and when we least expect it. Yeah. It's given for no reason at all, and it exits with or without you. And some call it luck, some call it God, and you know it when you feel it. It's a sense of awe and wonder. I love those two words, awe and wonder, and adventure. are gifts. And when you do those things, man, you may get butterflies. I always get butterflies in my stomach when I try something new or do something new. But boy, when I see it to the end, I feel pretty joyful. I'm like, yeah, girl, you did it. Particularly if I do it by myself without anybody that I know encouraging me, and I just let that awe and wonder of how something new feels on my skin, how it raises the hairs, not from fear, but a little bit of something, oh, I'm excited. Or when my heart gets so warmed. Tomorrow morning, I decided I'm done with anything that I have to do for Christmas except for buy food for my Christmas festive. But yeah, I think I'm going somewhere in the morning. Thank you, Nancy, for reminding me of that. I think I'm going to the beach and watch the sun come up somewhere, take Daisy, and then by the time all of you wake up, I'll be back in my house. So, do something that is out of the ordinary, that is, be safe, always be safe, and take into consideration, all those safety things, physical, all that. But do something different and shake up your life a bit. And that is a gift, that you get to do that without anybody's opinion, thoughts, or whatever. You can do that and embrace life in whatever way you see fit. Excuse me. The gift of presence and intentionality. Those are all gifts of life. Those are gifts that we have, that sometimes we explore them and sometimes we give them to people in a way that is so loving and beautiful. You've had those moments. Hallmark movies, to me, give that all the time. Yes, they're miraculous gifts of all kinds of wonderful stories and tears of joy, tears of sadness, all that. I can't do a whole lot of Hallmark, but at Christmas, I do Hallmark quite a bit. The Hallmark movies I find them on YouTube and I watch them. So next week is Christmas, and we will be experiencing Christmas in a way that I think going into 2023, because 2022 has been, again, a time of still pandemic. For those of us that work in adult day healthcare and community-based adult services, we're still practicing social distancing, wearing masks, washing our hands, being vaccinated, boosted, all of that. February 28th, 2023 is the time when the governor feels that we can lift some more of or lift the whole idea, because the whole state is still under pandemic mode, whether some of you know that or not, but we are. And right now on NPR, on my way in this morning, I heard that the Bay Area hospitals are getting full with RSV, upper respiratory coughs, all that kind of stuff, asthma for some people, getting a cold that's really bad, but then going to the lungs. And so all of those things are happening and still happening. We have violence going on in the world. I think that we can stop violence to a little degree in 2023. I think we can eradicate it in the near future if we all focus and stop having the conversation around I need my gun to go hunting and all of that, because no one is speaking about those. We're talking about the form of ammunition and guns that were taken into places where the gifts of life are being lived, and someone who is mentally ill and needs help and support did not get it and took the life of not one people, but masses of people. We can stop this. We have to stop this, because when we talk about a society where our children are having more anxiety than just the normal nightmare time in their life, where we all had nightmares because of things that went bump in the dark or the closet or what was under the bed. Now they're afraid to go to the movies. They're afraid to go to the malls. They can't go to school. And we wonder why they have anxiety and cannot pay attention. I have a good friend that comes to us, her son is being raised not even here right now, in a peaceful place, not in the middle of all this mayhem. Turn the television off if you have children. Stop exposing them to all of this because it's hurting them. There's studies coming out every single day about the mental health of little people. I mean, I know teenagers, mental health there, millennials, mental health there, all of the rest of us, we're all experiencing it. But when a child before their double-digit age is experiencing the form of anxiety and depression that I feel as an adult, there's something dramatically going on in our society, and we need to pay attention. And we have to stop yelling at it and putting rhetoric to it. And each of us needs to actively seek a place where we can make the world a better place. First, we start always with ourselves, the man in the mirror. Thank you, Michael Jackson. We start with the man in the mirror, and then we go out into the world and make the world a better place. If there is an organization that you know is doing the work out there, volunteer for that organization. That's also one of the greatest gifts of life, volunteering, or make a donation to support them. A $25, $10, $5, $2, $1, a quarter. Whatever you can give will help an organization support these young people as well as others in the community. Let's change this world. I know my ancestors died thinking there would never be an Obama. There would never be this. There would never, there'll never be electric cars. All that. Right? Imagination, fantasy. But it appears that sometimes the things that we think will never happen are only not happening because we subconsciously are stopping it. So let's work together in 2023 to really change this world, to eradicate all the isms, not just racism, but ageism and sexism and all of those kinds of things. Why do people have to be raped? What is that all about? Why? Yes, brought through the centuries. Somebody said to me, well, that's been mankind since, Michelle, you're one of those Bible people, since the beginning of time. And I said, so what? Just because it's been there since the beginning of time does not mean I should condone it and say that it should be there till the end of times. I don't know. Yeah, that was good. So it's Friday. Yay! You made it through the week. And I hope that you took some time. I'm going to actually applaud for Friday. Ready? We're going to cheer for Friday. Hey. I just wanted to push that button. Thank you for letting me be a child. So, Friday, and thank you for coming to Life is a Sacred Journey. Thank you for following us in 2022. We have some great guests lined up for 2023 that we're working on that we know you will love, enjoy, maybe not even love and enjoy, but you'll learn something, and that's the key. Thank you so much to Felicia and how much I care about Felicia, and I'm excited for her and her husband and the life that they are building together, and that they allow me to be a part of it. So Merry Christmas to Felicia and her family there. And I want to say to all the folks of Life is a Sacred Journey, you are amazing. Thank you so much for your support, not just by showing up every Friday, but for hitting that share button and sharing it with other people when we have topics that you find are shareable. Thank you for doing that. I hope that your weekend is filled with no shopping and filled with adventure. And know that as the Grinch that stole Christmas says, it came without baubles and boxes and all of that stuff, because Christmas will come without all of that stuff. And it's not necessary in order for you to celebrate this wonderful season of change, renewal, and love. So the greatest gift that we give each other is love. So thank you so much for your love. Share it, pass it, go out and hug a tree, pet a dog, pet a cat, say hello to a bird, talk to a squirrel. And more importantly, if you know someone that's out there that needs help, you call 988 and get them the help that they need. If they look like they are too happy, make sure you give them a hug. You don't have to say anything. Just walk up to them and give them a hug. Walk around maybe with some mistletoe in your pocket. Pull it out. Put it over a person's head and say, I don't want to kiss you, but I'm going to give you a hug. And if you have your mask on, make sure it's tight. Excuse me. And that you have hand sanitizer. Thank you, Sprouts, for this donation to ASAP. All good hand sanitizer gel contains aloe and other plant extracts, and 99.9%, they all are, effective against common germs. But I want to thank Sprouts for their donation to ASAP. It'll keep us going. All right. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and be good to yourself. Yeah, be good to yourself. Do something adventurous. You know why? Because you deserve it. Peace.